Like, he's a psychopath. Oh, that's disrespectful as Freddy Krueger can go himself. Watching Gachiakuta episode 6 basically is the meme of, my disappointment is immeasurable, my day is ruined. I walk in thinking Zanka gonna die. I was prepared for that. And then my boy Gris got skewered. Is he alive? Yes. But it ain't guarantee he gonna make it, and after episode 5, he was my favorite. Make sure you drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around your Patreon, or catch those reactions. So, it is a very good thing this show is running for 2 cours. There's a few shows this season that it's very sad that it's only gonna be like 12 episodes. Thankfully, this is not one of those shows, because the more I learn of Rudo as a character, the more I see of this power system in this world, the more I think to myself, this could become like a Demon Slayer level greatness, Jujutsu Kaisen level greatness, like those types of shows that just sideswipe you. You love its characters, you love its power system, you love its world. And to be honest, if it keeps it up, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest to see a show like this blow up, especially because it will have 6 months to build goodwill and momentum with probably some of the best animation you're gonna see in this genre. I walked in thinking it was a 50-50 split if Zanka was gonna die. And some people are gonna say that's ridiculous. But here's the thing. These types of shows often start with a death. You can look at Attack on Titan, a Demon Slayer. They lose their mother, they lose their family, right? That's like the first big death, but that always counts as like the intro kind of trauma, right? To get you hooked in. But usually, within the first few episodes, sometimes up to 6, that's when they sideswipe you with like, oh, all my teammates just died, or oh, someone I was close with just died. So, a character like Zanka's saying in the previous episode, I don't have a lot of battle experience. Freddy Krueger jumps his ass. If you unironically look me in the eyes and say, I shouldn't have been concerned he had a shot at dying, you're insane. Because that would have been the first big death that he had a connection to. Now, granted, did he and Zanka have like the best friendship? No, but it still would have been a turning point for the show. Silly me, I should have assumed it would have been Gris. Because in the previous episode, that's the one he really had a connection with. I literally said it, how I love the idea that it's almost like this supportive big brother energy, right? Like someone who's truly out here doing their best. And can he survive this? Yes. Initially, no, I thought he was dead. I thought that was a killing blow. But the way he was talking, like, it's fine, it just felt to me like he knew it was coming. Granted, if we finish Freddy Krueger quick enough, maybe. Hopefully that's the case, because I think Gris has a lot to offer Rudo, especially given that he's already lost his father figure. We need a nice supportive big brother. Like, yes, we have a big brother in Engine, but he trolls the shit out of us. We do need that, but we also need the loving big bro, so hopefully that happens. But either way, the fight was insane. So Rudo ends up, the talisman thing that, you know, comes off of Gris, he uses it, and it basically is the can't touch this. Basically, it's protection. And I think the way this man got around it at the end was insane. So I thought he was just crazy. When he stabbed himself, I thought it would have been the funniest shit ever if this man just didn't wake up from that. You know, like, imagine, you know, having a psychopath who's like, I'm going to make it so my mind doesn't think and I'll just be a killing machine, stabs himself and just doesn't wake up. I would have laughed my ass off. Instead, no, we got essentially a wildebeest that's just going to be Tasmanian Devil, Sonic the Hedgehog spinning and bouncing around. And boy golly is Rudo going to have to put up a fight. The thing that's nice, and what I really liked about the backstory in this episode, which is something I've liked about this show, I've always been disappointed that his father figure died so early, but they've continuously used flashback as a way to keep him relevant and also explore Rudo's personality. The idea of that anger of just smashing his head and then finally being able to cry when he saw trash be thrown out because he can relate to the idea of things being disposed. The idea that that was kind of a turning point for him probably to encourage, oh, if you find trash, repair it, do what makes you happy sort of a thing. And then how it led into him, you know, seeing someone that he started to care for and he's like, I'm going to end you for that. It's just beautiful. The narrative is incredibly tight, it's well written, it's coherent, it's funny at times. This episode is just badass and depressing. But the animation and the way everything kicks together, it's a remarkably well put together show. I can tell the source material was quality. I can also tell that the team behind this is passionate. we are 6 episodes into the show, right? And the weakest looking episodes still look great. And for the most part, it's nonstop amazement. Early into the fight, like I'd say probably like the first half of this episode, I thought to myself, this is the type of villain who's gonna get away. Like, he's a really cool design, he's crazy, he's the type of unhinged nature you want to keep around and you're gonna fight long term. The second half of this episode, I realized, no, he's gonna die. I'm more confident in Freddy Krueger dying than I am Gris dying right now, but both of them don't got a lot of survivability. It's just like, you know, maybe if you flip a coin 100 times, a few of those times Gris makes it. I think you flip a coin 100 times, this douchebag's gonna die, and honestly, rightfully so. Oddly enough, I might say this is the episode that I enjoyed the most out of all 6. There's definitely been, I think, some bigger moments, some bigger shock, but I think the overall package that this episode delivered just was so... It helps because now we're so deep into the show, right? Like, we're a fourth of the way through. But it really just felt like a turning point for Rudo's character, and it feels like once this is all said and done, he's gonna struggle a lot less using those artifacts. And, you know, while my initial opinion and theory of what he was doing, because when it first got revealed, you know, he was, I forget what it was, a rod or something. I thought to myself, oh, he can turn anything from trash to treasure because he has such a connection to trash. And then, you know, it turned out it was his gloves. But it doesn't change the fact that, yes, his gloves are his object, but his gloves allow him to turn anything into and bring out the maximum potential, right? And I think it's such a creative idea because it plays off of his core character backstory. It makes him that ability to be OP without starting OP. But it also just, I don't know, it's one of the more unique power systems I've seen. Like, this show's remarkable. You can let me know your thoughts. Like, even if this isn't your favorite episode like it is mine, it's got to be in, like, the top 2, top 3. Like, this shit was absolutely awesome. And if there's one thing I can criticize, just before we wrap this up, there's one thing I can criticize. They've made me like supporting characters, and I'm talking the minor supporting characters like Gris. They're not even the big honchos fighting, like, you know, the most up in front, and they've made me like them more than the main cool characters. And the reason I say this is as a criticism is that they have the most fucking potential to die, and you're making me love them more than the Zankas or Rudos. I have to watch this shit for 18 more episodes worrying about my cleanup crew. It's not cool. What are your thoughts down below? Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Patreon is, of course, where you catch those full live reactions and other exclusives, like I give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Slazel, Isil Sedera, Jacob McCarthy, Divine Tank 00, True Demon Lord, Chris, Daw, Kieran Dean, and we also have Humanoid. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.